Hello everyone, this is Melville. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to continue our look at Fallen RPG with the Shadows of Hilgraab supplement. And today is going to be an actual play video where we are going to cover the RPG mode of the Shadows of Hilgraab. So as you can see over here, I've got the game set up. I'm not going to cover the, what is Fallen RPG. If you're interested in terms of the details, I recommend checking the first video to show what is included in the books. But we're just going to talk about how we're going to play as RPG mode for the Shadows of Hilgraab. So the main differences of Shadow of Hilgraab in the RPG mode is that you're going to play as a full RPG instead of just the board game version of it. And in the Fallen RPG, obviously they have provided a character sheet. This is a wonderfully put together character sheet, and I have already pre-populated a character here. This is called Mahitable Lynch, and this is actually a random character that I rolled up using the wonderful random generating app by 1d10 plus 5 on HIO, and I've also got a link below, and it's very useful because you can just easily click on a button and generate a character instead of going through all the tables and so forth, which is fun, but at the same time it's for this video we're just going to use this one because it doesn't really matter what character you're going to use. It's pretty much the same in terms of how you're going to start the adventure. So just a little bit of go through of what our character is. Our character is actually have no strength, so 2 agility, 1 focus, and 3 willpower. And our motivation is revenge. Not sure what kind of revenge is it, or is it related to the case that we're into. But we'll probably find that out later. We have a polearm, which is our weapons. We also have some boots, some rags, some lanterns, and some torches and rations. So nothing fancy in terms of the skills. We have 2 skill levels in creature mind, and we also have 2 laws and 1 survival. Not very useful, to be honest, in terms of the city crawl, but we will see how it goes. And we also have usage die of 20 and gear die of 20, which is what you get in the start. And we only have 1 coin, unfortunately. So we're going to quickly start the game. As similar to the board game version, first of all, we're going to put 2 clues into 2 random locations in the map so that we have somewhere to work on. I'm going to roll 2 d10s. 1 is 9, 1 is 2. And as you can see, I have actually got a new version of the map. So this is slightly adjusted. It's just mainly I've put in some routes on top of it, so it's easily visible where you can go, where is the connected district. And I've also got a new character board. This is the one with the background color. I still got one with just black and white if you want to save on ink, but this is slightly updated with additional information. And I've also got myself the rulebooks as well. So this is written in 8 pages, so you can put it into a little booklet, or you can just print them all out. I'm not going to use them too much because I know all the rules. So apart from the clues, I'll need to tell where our character is. Let's just be another d10. So we turned out to be in the dockings, so maybe we just arrived into town. And I'm actually going to say that's the case, because we know that we only have 1 coin in our pocket, so it's pretty clear that we are in need of money. So how do you start the game? Obviously, in the role-playing mode, you're encouraged to play it as a solo RPG, so you can ask all the oracle questions. Why are you here? Where did you come from? What is going on in the city and so forth. But instead of that, I'm just going to use the pre-made kind of little narrative that I have put together over here. So we'll see how it goes. When the sun finally comes out from the endless seas of fogs, old Constable Graham was hoping for a quiet day in the city of Hilgraab. "Another body!" cried the young constable. "They got Reverend Inks this time. He was found in his locked study rooms with the same demonic symbol carved into his forehead, sir. I'm telling you, this must be the devil's work." "When you are my age, you will know the devil's got better things to do than carving symbols on poor old folks like Billy Inks." Graham frowned and looked at the dozens of big red icons marked across the city map. "Put up the bounty. It is time to call in the rogues." Okay, so that's just a little bit of background. You can create anyone, anything you want, and we don't necessarily know what is going on as well. So I'm just going to say that our character, Mr. M. Lynch, is actually just arriving in the dock, and at the start of the day, he is looking for work. Obviously, he's a rogue, so he saw this bounty. Basically saying that there's some murders in town, and there's a reward for whoever's got the suspect or the villain of this case, and we're good to go. We're good to start. So as you can see, we have some clues at number 9, which is Spire Bluff. We have some a clue in the Old Faith Town. So I'm going to spend my daily action, the first one, to venture to Spire Bluff in this case, and I'm going to pick up this clue. Now, if you're playing just a board game mode, you don't really care about what that clue is, but in the RPG mode, it is always recommended to ask, what exactly is that clue, because it's just a general kind of curiosity that you will have if you went there and pick it up. It could be anything, it could be a specific object, it could be just a rumor or whatever it is, and we're going to roll on a nouns to see what that is, and it's going to be 2d10s. So I'm going to roll on that, which is 36. So 36 is relic. I'm going to go to get an object, the adjectives as well. So 45, which is going to be a selfish. So what I'm going to say is this is what we see at the Spire Bluff. So I'm actually going to look at the location description for Spire Bluff to get some understanding. So this is a university district. So site of ancient Hilgraab University, whose tall bell tower, recognizable from all over the city, gives the district its name, is tiered structured, built fortress-like on the eastern bluff. Further enforces this imposing edifice. Comprised of small alleys, nooks, and hidden country yard, the spire is densely packed and bustling, leading the charge into the modern age. Okay, so it is basically somewhere that there is a university around. I'm actually going to see exactly where we are at because we didn't do the venture test. So in this supplement, if you are going to from one district to another one, you can just do it without the test, but you will end up in a random location. If you do a test and pass, then you will get to the locations that you want to go to. In our cases, we didn't test it, so I'm just going to see where we find this clue, this relic, this something regarding selfishness, and this is going to be a D10 and a D6, so I need to place one of it. So 2 and a 9, which means that we are in a foreboding location. So I've got a little bit of suggestions or something related to criminal hideouts. So what I'm going to say is there is a in this alleys, some of these alleys of the Spire Bluff, there is some people arguing with each other. Not sure who they are. They are basically fighting to gain this relic, and that's the selfishness of it. And basically, we learned about what they're looking after grabbing one of the guys, one of the bystanders. And it makes a lot of sense because it just means that this relic seems to have some magical power that would causes people to go mad, and maybe that has something to do with our case. Maybe it has something to do with our symbolic icons. But that is so far what we have got, so it means 1 clue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get to the Old Faith town. I'm going to interpret it as basically I have heard people, saying that there seems to be other relics in that location. So I'm going to try to get there today. I don't know if I can, so I'm going to spend the clue. I forgot to spend the original clue here. It's not, sorry, the action point here. I'm going to put 1 here so I can go to Rise and Rock Hill. We spend 1 to go to the dance, another 1 to get over to the Old Faith town, which I'm gonna gain another clue. And I'm gonna see if that's the similar things as well. So I'm gonna roll another nouns, and we'll see what that means. Another D100. So 91. So 91 is a baron. So, and what else do we have? The adjective. So another 91. So we'll see what that is. And the adjective is instrumental and baron. So what I'm going to say is this relic is actually an instrument that was used by a baron that used to rule the Hilgraab, and probably something to do with some kind of cursed or something. Basically, when the baron was at his demise, he probably just cursed the city and so forth. And this instrument, this relic, has been since becoming a legend within the city, and everyone just start looking for it, and people are linking it to the baron itself. There's a cult that is trying to find ways to resurrect the baron or something. Don't know yet, but we'll see how it goes. Again, we can look at what Old Faith town is. So, crumbling, worn, and odorous with ancient dust and pulsing bodies. There is charm here too. Building of characters, narrow alleys leading to small coves, hidden fountains, ornate, inhabited bridges across the Grey River. The blaze of Saviour Mill, called so for its place of refuge during a long forgotten conflict, can be seen far and wide. And I think that confirms our understanding, so that basically we are looking for this Baron's instrument in this case, and we learned a little bit that it's probably originated from this Old Faith town area. And I'm actually going to try to. I'm going to spend the two clues in this case, and I'm going to spend 1 of it to try to establish a contact, which will be located in the Old Faith town. We're going to see who that is. I'm going to roll a d12 to see the disposition, which is a 5, which means that he is helpful. So I'm going to see who that is. I'm going to see the contact. What kind of contact is that in the Old Faith town? So a 5, a criminal, and who has secrets to share. Okay, so we met this criminal in the Old Faith town. Probably this means that we need to do some discussions with him, and I'm not sure why he's friendly to us. We can probably see why he's friendly to us. I'm going to check his manner, which is D12. A 1 is a formal manner criminal, but with secrets. And I'm also going to get some more things, which is his name. What is it called? So he's called Nathaniel. Nathaniel the criminal with secrets, and he is kind of helpful to us, to our character, to our M. Lynch character. Not sure why, but at least that is a good news. He's friendly. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to spend 1 more action point to talk to him to hopefully get him to friendly. And this is our first check in this game, in this case. And what it will require is the diplomacy check, which we have no skills at all. So unfortunately, we don't have any bonuses. And we're going to follow the normal Fallen Games rules as well, basically meaning that if you get a 7+, 7 to number 9, then you will get a success, some degree of success, but you have some complications. And if you just get 10 higher, then you will just go a straight success, and 6 and less will be a miss. So let's see if we can try to get this Nathaniel criminal guy in the Oath town to like us a little bit more. And that is a perfect success. So no but, no ifs. We're straight success, and he seems to be really friendly for some reason. Not sure if he's genuinely friendly or he has some inferior motives. I'm going to spend one more clues because we have, one more action point because we have some before the night time. And I'm going to try to go back to the dens, and I'm going to try to spend it and establish another contact, which is going to be contact 2. Again, we need to see who, how he thinks about us. So 3, which is another helpful person. I think we're quite popular in town, and I'm gonna see who this is this time. Maybe this is someone that the Nathaniel's recommended, I would say. Probably he recommended just to go back to the den. He has some other friends there that can help us, and I'm gonna see who that is. So D12. So a 5, another criminal, of course. Friends, and 2. So there's another criminal, this time with forgery skills. So he's good at making forgeries. So I think he will be very useful to us. Maybe let's see what's his name, which is going to be Hattie. So another person over there, quite friendly. This is, quite helpful. This time, a friend of Nathaniel's, and he has special skills in forgeries. And I think that concludes our daytime shift. Not much else we can do. It's in the night time. Again, we have quite a lot of actions. We can do a lot of things we want to, if we want to. But for the role-playing games, obviously you're not required to spend all of them. You can just decide not to spend them if you need it, if you don't want to, because there's no penalty, there's no specific time limit that you need to complete this case within a certain period of time. So I'm going to say that because we just arrived today in the dockings, we traveled far, so I'm going to spend the evening, probably just finding a safe place, which means that we actually need to spend 2 action points, and I'm going to do that. Hopefully we can venture it to somewhere safe, otherwise we would have to pay for something, so we'll see. Again, we don't have any skills in ventures, so it's no bonus at all, which is 9. A success with complications, and we're gonna just check what that means in the Fallen RPG. And this is the venture skills. So undertaking hazardous journey, travel distance is measured in waypoints. Venture roles represents the time, danger, and the discoveries experienced while underway. So complication: reach a waypoint with difficulties. Roll the usage dice. So I'm not going to roll in the wild because we're not in the wild, so it's just a usage die that we need to roll on. So at the moment we are 20 d20, so I'm going to roll a d20. 14, so no issues. So our usage die is still perfectly fine. If we do roll 1 or 2, it just means that our usage dice will go down. So we have basically less supplies. Probably we, our boots stamps on something, or our clothes got teared by something. But in this case, no worries. We managed to get into the place we want to, which is a safe place. And I'm going to say that I'll spend the remaining of the day talking to this Hattie guy, this Hattie criminal. We're going to spend the day drinking in the taverns, and that will conclude our day. So, first day done. And what we're going to do next is to check the villain. So, we don't even know what the villain is, but that's fine. We just need to roll d12 to see what kind of moves they are doing. So we don't have any clues with us as well. That is good. So we just, we can just do a villain check in that case, which is 10. City pressure bubble plus 2d6. And that's crap, because what it means is that the villain has to do something, probably another case, another murder. But it doesn't matter. We want to check how much he increased it by 6. That's a lot. So that just means that our city pressure goes all the way to 6. You can do it randomly. I'm just going to do it from left to right, but it just means that there's 6 points over here. If we get one more, then we will have to put a token here, meaning all our test results will be -1. That's pretty bad. And so the next day, having all these drinks with Mr. Hattie, hopefully we will be able to gain some clues from him. But let's see what happens. So start of day, replenish the clues in the city. So 2d10, so a 9 and a 5. So a 9 is in the spy bluff. Another spy bluff, okay. That's interesting, but another dent as well. So right where we are at. And what I'm going to do next is we're going to check what happens to our contacts. Our contacts, let's roll the first one for, I'm going to do it for Mr. Hattie, because we're together. 5, hiding. Contact did not provide clue today. It's non-interactable. Oh, crap. So, Mr. Hattie, what is going on with you? We just had so much fun drinking till midnight. Probably that's why, because he's completely over, drunk over, and hangover. He's completely hanged over, and he's just hiding somewhere. Hopefully that's the case. But what about you? What about Mr. Nathaniel's? A 3, which is news. So contact sender clues, good. That means that Nathaniel's sent his clues about some news. So he's probably saying that when you're basically drinking and getting drunk, there is another problem in town. So that concludes the contract phase. So 2 action points back, or our red action points, the day action points are back as well. So ready to go. So I'm going to pick it up first of all. So we have 2 clues already. I do want to scatter the clues and then reduce the city pressure bubbles. So I am going to just go leave Mr. Hattie, and then I'm going to rise in Rook Hill and then spend another one to Spire Bluff, pick it up. Again, you can ask what these clues are if you want to get a bit more details, but I think for now I just want to make sure that I'm going to spend them and reduce the bubbles in the city. So 2d6, let's give me something big. So 8, so that's good, that's really good. So it means all the pressures are gone. So I'm going to interpret it as we have gained all these clues, go back to the constables of Hilgraab, and I'm going to present what we have found, and it turns out to be, basically we tell them that we learn about this Baron's instrument, a relic that is going to be causing issues. So it seems to be coming out back into circulations, and people are fighting for it. And this case might have something to do with the cult that tries to resurrect this Baron. So we didn't spend a lot of clues, action points. So what I'm going to do is, now that we have another clues in Spire Bluff, it it seems to me that it means that there's something important there. It just seems that is the rational way of thinking. And I'm gonna just roll on a location in the spy bluff, and probably a whisper as well, to see what exactly is going on. And we can do some investigations on that. So first of all, 1. So the specific location is Regina's Quick Coffee. So I'm going to say that I met Constable Graham there, and I'm just present what we have learned, and we just had a coffee, and I'm going to talk to him, and he's going to tell us what's the rumors on the streets, so that we can do some investigations. Which is number 8, which is singing in tower. Okay, so heard some songs happening in the Spy Bluff Bell Towers in the middle of the night. Maybe in the middle of the night, or maybe in the day. I'm actually going to check, make sure that I know where it is. So I'm going to say it's likely to be in the middle of the night. I'm going to say if it's 6+, it will be a yes. And it is a 6+. So there is some song of singing that came out from this bell tower. And seems to be, no one knows what's going on. There shouldn't be anyone up there. And after the singing, this clue comes out. So I'm probably going to take the clue as another murder. So it seems to be somehow related to some religious chanting, or some cultist doing some chanting in this bell towers. And that's what we're going to do today. We are going to try to go to these scenarios. And first of all, I'm going to see what kind of location, how dangerous is this bell tower if we have to get in there. And again, it's going to be a 2d6 and d10. So it's an indoor location, which is a 6, which is a disquieting. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to start the investigation. So I'm going to spend the daytime, first of all, the investigation, 1 action point, meaning that we are going to start the investigation, and I'm not sure how many waypoints we have for this bell towers, and I'm going to roll d4, and it's going to be 1, so just 2 waypoints. That's really easy to do. And if we finish this, it just means that we can get a whole lot more clues. We can get 1 plus 1d4. And I'm going to put it as just 1+, so just a validation, the truth. So what it means that we have to pass 2 things. So at this tower, I think what it calls for is we need to do some tests. And what do we have in our test? We're pretty good at law, to be honest. I'm not sure if law can give us any benefit in this case. Let me just check what law means. So folk knowledge and historical sleuthing may be attempted just before a combat for one wild creature or beast used to read rare occasional tract or ancient texts. I think that's perfect. That just means exactly what we need to do. So we're going to go into the bell tower. So we need to just validate it. We just really check if there's anything supernatural going on. Is someone basically singing in there? And because we have a good lore skills, hopefully we'll be able to pass it relatively easily. 2d6, more than 7 will be success. So a 4, no, we have failed it quite miserably. So we can suffer fate, unfortunately. So what fate it is a d10. So the fate we're going to suffer is 3. A new development complicates your situation. So I'm going to say that the new complication is that we find someone. So there is a figure in this bell tower. where we're just trying to figure out, what's going on, if there's any evidence that proves that there's some occultist doing some rituals. It turns out that there's a guy looking at us, and he kind of distracted us, and that's why we failed it, and it is the complication. So I think we have to basically pass to, so the two new validation, the new remaining two tests is definitely no longer the law related, because we don't have time to do that. I think it calls for a agility test, which basically we're trying to get to this guy. We need to grab him. We need to maybe interrogate him if we're allowed to do so. So I'm going to do the first task, which is agility test, see if we can catch up with this guy when he's leaving. This is a +2 task, so yes, so 9 + 2 is a straight success. So we managed to get there. It means the waypoint is now 1. So what we need to do is do a interrogations. So it means that we're probably going to do a diplomacy test. So the diplomacy test will be something related to, a thing or two about their ways. Polite deception. Or is there any way? I'm going to do the diplomacy. So I've got this guy. I need to talk to him. I'm actually going to see who this guy is. I'm going to use the basic game mode, the NPCs over here, to see what this guy is, or what he appears to be at least. So D9 is going to be a tradesperson. So this guy seems to be just like a random tradesperson. Definitely something wrong with him, because he shouldn't be in the bell tower in the morning when we are still in the morning. I'm kind of see what kind of if we can extract the information first. So it's going to be a duty 6 test. So no bonus. Oh, double ones. That's the worst you can get. So spend the action point trying to get this guy to talk. Actually, I think I did I spend a, no, I didn't spend it. I need to spend another one, because this is the original failed ones, which is the law, and then another one for the chase, and then another one for the diplomacy. So what is diplomacy fail? So suffer fate, pretty much that is another suffer fate, which is going to be D10. 4, another new development complicates the situation. So I'm gonna interpret it as the situation where I'm actually gonna roll 2d6 to see what I can get from this this little thing over here, or I'm actually going to see if I can get another random event focus. I'm going to use the random event focus to help me get the new complications. So now that we have caught this guy, he's a tradesperson, but we failed to convince him to tell us what is going on. So I'm going to just roll d8 to see what we have. So 3. So something related to this current NPC. I'm going to say that I'm going to actually do an confirmation on yes or no, because I think I get where it's going. So I'm going to say that he's suddenly seems to be, not breathing. He's suddenly is completely red, his face. He's suffering from maybe poisoned or some kind of disease or some kind of curse. I'm going to say that's the case. And what it calls for is, first of all, can we save this guy? Unfortunately, we don't have any skills in healing. But we're gonna try. We're going to use the willpower as well. I'm gonna use it as a luck point. So in the Fallen, you can use these skills as a luck point, and you won't have any bonus in that case. So I'm just gonna mark it here until you rest again. But I'm sure we'll rest sometime today. So it means that I have 3 dice, and I think I can pick the highest 2. So actually, it's not just pick the 2, but I'm going to get the additional result. So 5, 6, and that, and it means 11. That's more than enough. So it just means that we managed to save this guy. Somehow he's just getting poisoned. We'll probably just get a first aid. We just get the poison out somehow. Probably I don't know what it is, but anyway, we managed to save this guy. So that is the pass. That's the last pass we need. So it just means that we get some additional clues. So it's going to be 1d4 plus 1 because our current location is just a disquieting location in the bell tower. So let's see how much we get. 5 plus 2 plus 1, so that's 3 clues. I'm actually going to say that we didn't save this guy. We managed to get some information from him before he died, probably this trade person. So that means the 3 clues that we get. So I'm going to use this table, this checkerboard table, to get what these clues are. So I'm going to roll it 3 times to see what we get. So the first one is, I'm going to read green and purple. 52, a needle or posthumous. 13, which is going to be orbit, and 64 is going to be pattern. So it's worth having a think of what they mean. But for this purposes, for today's gameplay, I'm going to stop here. This is the roleplay version of Shadows of Hilgraab. As you can see, this allows you to play it as a full-fat RPG of Fallen, together with a kind of a board game structure. And obviously, depending on how into the stories you are, you can basically ask as many questions as you want, or you can just fall back to just playing it as a role-playing game. And as you can see, we have quite a lot of information, a lot more than when we play the board game versions. We know that we have 2 contacts, we know a bit more about those contacts, and we have a plot already. So we're talking about this cult that's trying to resurrect that Baron. They're doing rituals in the bell towers, and we're trying to learn a bit more from that, but unfortunately stopped by this trade person. When we caught him, we tried to extract information from him. He started to show symptoms of getting poisoned or getting cursed or whatever it is, but we managed to gain some information from him. So these 3 clues before he passed out, and it just means that we have more things that we need to think about. And so this is how you can play the Fallen RPG without over-relying on the oracles, as I mentioned. And you can also make it more like a game. It helps you track the day of the time of the day. So roughly each action point means probably 2 hours. So we are almost at the evening by the time we finish our investigation in the bell tower. And I guess we will have to report back to old Constable Graham and see where we go. So hopefully this is useful to you. This game, this supplement is free, and you can find it on HIO. The board game version is now completely standalone, so you don't have to have Fallen RPG, but it is still highly recommended. As I mentioned, you can get all the generating tables, and you don't have to use them, but they will give you a lot more flavor of the story, the narrations, and also, more importantly, if you want to play the role-playing game mode, which is the full game mode, including using all the tests, all the same system in the Fallen RPG, then you will need that game. So hopefully this is useful. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Bye bye.